Welcome, why, hey. Chronic, left, right, that's how does I come, left, right, hey. Ooh, yeah, boy. Welcome, why, hey. Chronic, left, right, that's how does I come, left, right, hey. Ooh, yeah, boy. Welcome, why,
You ain't that.
Chronic, left, right, that's how does I come, left, right, hey. Ooh, yeah, boy.
Run the rhythm. Right back at it like I left something. It's your boy, the hostess with the most. It's burning like toast. It's Cosmonian. Right back at it, man. Listen. It was recently in the chat brought up about any contradictions or lies or things why speed. You dig what I'm talking about? And are there any contradictions? We was bringing up all that stuff, and then I thought in my mind there was a lot of misconceptions period about the faith as a whole. You know what I mean? And really it's just because of lack of knowledge. They don't know, you know what I mean? And we got to keep that in mind when we chopping it up with our brothers and sisters. You dig what I'm saying? So I found some faithist literature that I got from a sister. Shout out to Angelic. I got some faithist material from her. You dig what I'm talking about? And it just so happened that it was hitting right on the point of what we was actually talking about during that time. Shout out to the UFK. You dig what I'm talking about? All the faiths all the way around the world, man. It's your hostess with the mostest, man. We gonna get right into it. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much, man. I like to say peace to all the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. Created gang is in the house, man. I just like to thank Jehovih for being here. You know what I mean? Your boy done came a long way, man, and I think Jaja allowed me to go through a lot of the things I was able to go through so I can deal with many people on many levels. And when you get into them heated situations, under that fire, under that pressure, you know what I mean? You're not going to bust. You're not going to crack. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, you dig what I'm talking about. You would revel in it. If you feel that you was coming in the truth, it'd be the one thing that you would love to do. And that would be to share that light of the Creator. You know what I mean? With all that, knowing that, and knowing that all things work together for His glory and His good. You dig what I'm talking about? We assured in the end with our faith that our hope is vindicated right now, today. You dig what I'm talking about in the Cosmon era, man. So, without too much further ado, we're gonna get into some of these rumors, lies, and I guess I can't spell. Let me fix that. Dig what I'm talking about. Let me see what we looking like now. Booyah. Okay. Get it together, Cosma. So let's go get right into, I'm hold on 1 second. Let me kick off my moon boots. You dig what I'm talking about? Take off this Ethereum cloak. You dig what I'm talking about? I just jumped up out the Atavasi. It's it's snowing up here, you know what I mean? For everybody who really in this understanding of this Owaspy and understand that vortex, each one of them snowflakes is a miniature world. You dig what I'm talking about? A snapshot of vortexia. You dig what I'm saying? This is why no one is ever the same. You dig what I'm saying? But let me see. Let me share a little of this with y'all. Let me see what I got going on here. Okay. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. All right. See if I can blow it up a little bit. Right here. See how that look. That look better. All right. Let's get right to it. Just a little fake this information, man. You know what I mean? Because what comes to mind right now is when we was dealing around with FOPE and start trying to build with them brothers and shout to Quanaf and to Neptali too. It became very apparent that you did what I'm saying, that when we were bringing out this information that was just on a different level, it was frightening to them. So you did what I'm saying, without actually getting into the text, actually looking to seeing what it's saying, even listening to what we're saying. You know what I mean? They attacked it out of fear. You know what I mean? So many times we was put in positions, where these slanderous things was being, especially on JBN, they was butchering that boy. You know what I mean? He ain't have a chance. They was doing JBN so bad, they call him everything. You know what I mean? And just told a lot of, they was lies, right? Because they was coming out of a position of like selfishness and hate. You know what I mean? And they was lies, and so they got to be exposed on that level. But you got to remember, think about, why would they be scared? Who loses from them getting light? It's nobody but they God. You know what I mean? So when you dealing with these different people, y'all, use some common sense and logic. You know what I mean? Actually know what you're getting into, what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody tell you what something say about something. Don't let nobody tell you about who you are. You know what I mean? We want demonstrable facts. And these days, I mean, you got to demonstrate it. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things got threw up on the faith. There's a lot of weirdo stuff like UFO cults and I'm not saying none of that stuff happening, but many times they got caught up in different stuff and It didn't even have nothing to do with Owaspy, because if you'd have just simply read the book, you'd have instantly known that some doomsday cult or UFOs coming back out the sky to pluck niggas up and take them to another planet. And man, that's garbage. Ain't no savior coming back, cracking the sky, killing everybody, saving 144,000 Negroes, and then he gonna drop a little prison jailhouse out the sky. That's the second heaven here on earth. Huh? None of that's happening. Nobody coming back to save you. As a matter of fact, nobody can save you but you. You dig what I'm saying? So, this is just, clearing up rumors, lies, and contradictions, misconceptions. You dig what I'm saying, if you will? Because so much has been said about people, like for instance, a common lie that you'll hear about the Faithists is JBN went to Shalom and some kids died at Shalom. That's a lie. No kids died at Shalom. None. When they try to apply what was going on with JBN, they don't know that there's different times. Shalom don't crack off to really 1886. We're talking about in 1882, right? How the Child Protective Services was set up at that time. In the early 1880s, it was taking major time to link adoptive families to these babies, and it was tons of them out there. It was just, you dig what I'm saying? So they would go try to adopt these babies, raise them up, take them home to good homes and all that, and it would take months and months for them to get. And mind you, this is in 1882. They made like a children's home, and they would just get babies that didn't have no mamas, no parents, no nobodies. They was just leaving them on the steps, leaving them with pastors, leaving them at the firehouses, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what I mean? These babies that go into the system then, just like they do now, he was trying to get some of them out of them, but they were so sick, so malnutritioned, so misloved, that by time they seen the baby and they already seen it was sickly, by the time they got it, right, it would die on the way to the children's home. They never even got there. They never even got there. The babies died literally in their arms. So that's a misconception. Then they put this something happened with some people somewhere in Colorado, but we gonna get into all of that. We see, that's the thing about being a faithist, right? See, they think we religious. So when we say faithist, they instantly think Christian, Muslim. No. As a matter of fact, we're not religious at all. At all. We sort of look at religion like an army would look at marching. It keeps the company in step. Everybody has a thing to do. Religion for faith is a thing done, not a thing talked about. Right? So let's get into some of this stuff, man. And we just gonna get into the text and go and break it down real quick. Shout out to the Creative Gang, man. Shout out to all my Essene Nazarene faithist sisters. Shout out all my brothers too. Y'all go to Selah Shalom TV. Y'all go to Honor and Humility STL. Hit Malachi Maccabee up. Tell him Cosmon Cal sent you, man. Y'all sub, like, share. You dig what I'm saying? Let's just go in real quick. Owaspy faithists have been at the forefront of counterculture, spiritual, and alternative diet movements and have experienced the trauma of what it is to be feared and loathed because of their perspective. I would like to ask if you are a new faithist, you new to the Creator Gang, you new to the fam or whatever, you dig what I'm saying. If in the last year or whatever, you dig what I'm saying, have you at a time been attacked for your view when one, you never offered it, you dig what I'm talking about, and two, was it just out of blind ignorance? If you have felt attacked since you got into Owaspy, hit your boy with a 1 in the chat. If you felt attacked in some way, period, just for your belief, you dig what I'm talking about, or understanding of what the Creator is, what God is, what Lord God and Lord is, you know what I mean? And you expanding your boundaries, you dig what I'm talking about, dropping the shackles of religious dogma, you know what I mean, and freeing your mind by freeing yourself, by freeing your mind. You see what I'm saying? If you have felt attacked, go ahead, hit your boy with the whizzle in the chisel, 1 in the chat. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's get to it. Let's get right back to it. Let's highlight this real quick. Some readers of Owaspy are afraid to tell their family about their beliefs. Some readers prefer to maintain a private connection to the faithist community while participating in other more sociably acceptable communities, such as environmental and social welfare activism, vegetarianism, Baha'i, Rosicrucian, Freemasons, Neo-Pagan, Wiccan, Spiritualist, UFO MUFON, Christian Science, Seventh-day Adventist, Quaker, Jewish, and African diaspora. And they right, we ain't scared of none of it. You know what I mean? We chop it up, spit it out, you know what I mean? Make it purposeful so you can do something good for somebody today. This is what a faithist does. And remember, all good things in the world come from faith. If you want to know who your people is, watch what they do. Some faithist groups openly support their members' participation in other philosophical and religious groups, so they can stop the hating right there, right? We a cult and all that. We gonna get into all that. We gonna get into all that, right? We ain't hating on nobody. We ain't saying you better than him and I'm better than you and big you, little me, and I. No. Yeah, that's not even how we roll. You know what I mean? And had you picked up the book just one time, it tell you what our whole purpose is on the cover. You think what I'm talking about? On the cover. All this stuff is coming down just so you can hear the Creator's voice in real time while you're woke. Don't need to sleep. Don't need to meditate. And you can see Creator's heavens. You can see the lower heavens. Full in wide vision. No need for any stimulants. No need for meditation. You will be walking around in the iron mind state. That's what it tell you. It say if you try to do good, change your diet, right, and help somebody, this is guaranteed. This is guaranteed. And that's it. It don't say praise nothing. Don't say, just say help people. Be as good as you know how to be good, right? Try to eat the best you can. You know what I mean? We don't push nothing on nobody. You say many faithists and readers of Owaspy are in interfaith relationships. True. hopefully giving many family and partners the freedom to pursue their individual spiritual talents. And if you gonna know, you gonna notice one major theme overall in OWASP, and that is liberty and freedom. OWASP really, man, listen, this Jaja movement really is the only common sense liberation organization in North America. Our closest kin would be the Rastafari. And they all the way in the islands. As into, communal socioeconomics, understanding there's a creator and there's more to this. You did what I'm talking about, doing right by your people and eating good. That's what it is. Showing love to creator by doing something good to somebody else. That's the closest ideology. We're the only one. A liberation, freedom, organized. It gotta be. He say you gonna know me because of the harmony, the beauty, the symmetry, the music. How can the instruments be out of tune then? Wouldn't that prove that whatever that is, the creator ain't in it? If harmony and beauty signify creator, you did what I'm talking about. What do ugly and nasty? It signifies the opposite. Destruction, death. What you may call shaitan. Devil, evil, dark, negative, whatever. You know what I mean? But notice, we ain't pushing nothing on nobody. And the major theme to overall in OWASP is freedom and liberty. First to everything and everyone. You dig what I'm saying? You're gonna if anybody take the time to actually read it, it's like a mantra throughout the whole book. Liberty. You make you save you do this. Why? We're not telling you to do it, but this is what you do. If you do this, you'll have this result. If you do this, you'll have this result. You choose. You know what I mean? Now look, we as faithers, right? We done heard some weird stuff before. You know what I mean? So, and they tie stuff to us that don't got nothing. UFO, death cults, and child, this weirdo stuff that happened over 120 years ago that we didn't know nothing about. We ain't know nothing about it. And if you were stupid enough to let a nigga trick you into believing that OWASP is somehow a UFO death cult return to deep outer space, you deserve to get tricked. You're an idiot because you didn't read nothing. Look, hold on. Can y'all see that? Let me blow that up. Let me blow that up a little bit. If they'd have took time in the very first book, on the very first page, the Book of Tay, man. Can y'all see that? This the Book of Tay. And we're going to start at, this is 2 and 17. We're going to start at 17. All right. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Hold on, I'll probably blow that up just a little tad bit. Okay, Book of Tay. Second page. Second page. For all that spooky come back in the sky stuff, that we didn't say none of that. That's being applied to us. You dig what I'm talking about? But look, when you dealing with these faiths, we'll tell you just like anybody else, be careful. When you're dealing with any religion, be careful. These people is talking about your soul. And then in the end of the day, can't even give you a comprehensive understanding of even what they believe is about to happen after you die. They God don't even tell you this is what you basing your spirituality upon. Something somebody told you. Instead of going to find out for yourself. Let's get into this real quick. If you are thinking of joining a faithist organization, it is important to be discerning. You should be skeptical about groups that, one, claim the world is coming to an end. Facts. If you supposedly dealing with a faithist and they talking about the world coming to an end anytime soon, get away from them. Because really they got a whole bunch of power now that they don't even know how to wield. You see what I'm saying? And because real faithers don't say none of that. As a matter of fact, like I said, right on the second page. Let's start at 2:17, right? First book. This is Words of Tay, right? Book of Tay. It is well that you be believing towards men and angels, but it is better to develop yourself. You have desired to know the mysteries of my unseen worlds and the past histories of the earth. Behold, I will give you a new sense. This is your so-called sixth sense. This is your awakening. This is your tap in with the ancestors. This is when you're going into self. Yeah. You dig what I'm talking about? You think this is it's a new sense. You just ain't strong enough to work it yet. It's no different than your taste, no different than your sight, no different than your hearing. It is a sense. When that sense is turned on, that person is Suez. Able to perceive light and vortexia. Because man is always asking, if you sit here and even fool and ask yourself, you never sat one day and said, man, what is this all about? If you haven't thought, first of all, if you haven't thought that, you ain't thought deep enough. And if you're willing to admit it, man, well then here it is. You desire to know the mysteries of my unseen worlds and the past histories of the earth. Behold, I will give you a new sense. This is your so-called sixth sense. What do it do? Which will fulfill your soul's desire. And it, your Suez, you shall read the books in the libraries of heaven. But look, here it go. Here go the sinker right here. In the past, have I not said, right, about this end times and somebody coming to crack the sky and all this hogwash? That is religious dogma, right? And if you didn't fear your God, you wouldn't believe it. This is why we know you don't love your God and that he can't love you, because he talking about coming to kill everybody. And your mama and your daddy gonna be your greatest enemy. But in the past, this is Jehovah speaking. It's the creator. In the past, have I not said all things shall be revealed? Do not think that a loud speaking messenger will come, for man would not believe it. But I have quickened the righteous with my own hand, and they will comprehend without belief. Right? And even look what Owaspy say about it. Let's go. Let's clear this up. See here, 20. Let's go. That is, within themselves, they shall perceive the truth or gist of the matter. And they perceive beyond that which is accepted as true, believed to be true, merely because of tradition, guesswork, substantiated testimony, manipulation of logic or emotion, or etc. Right? This is to comprehend without belief. This is to be objective. Right? So right here, first page. Ain't nobody coming. Nobody saving you but you. Pointing now it's about, are you too lazy? Who fought it if you don't? Nobody but yours. Jaja said, I made you a perpetual judge. Not only did I send God to judge you, you gonna judge God. And then when y'all done doing whatever the hell y'all do, I'm so cold with my shit, I'm gonna let you judge me. That's the guy I want to serve. That's the guy, whatever he talking about. That's the dude with the real power, because he just told God what to do. That's the guy I think I want to serve. Did you just make the sun? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. Okay. So how could you think that this was some type of spooky, in-day, cultish? You never opened up to the first page of the book? And then notice that it said, do not think that a loud speaking messenger will come. So right there, how did you get duped on a UFO? First page. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm gonna show you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Can you show me why you saying what you saying? So be wary of a nigga, of a faithers. If y'all coming, because y'all about to listen, we the faithers know what it is. We about to dominate the world, and y'all better get with it. Y'all better get with it. And if y'all not even perceiving this paradigm shift that we going through currently, well then shush, you're behind the 8 ball, brother, sister. And you best to get with it, because Jaja got something for you. And this not to scare you. We not here to scare you. But we understand that this world is cyclical. Our creator great. He do the same thing a trillion, quadrillion times over and over and over and over and over again. And then he produced new stuff right next to the old stuff he just made while he's still making some stuff. He just, listen, this the dude that created the possibility for the possibility of all possibilities. That's the guy. Ain't no end to him. So don't be spooked about nobody coming out the sky. It's you. Yeah, you did what I'm talking about. And really, the point is, once you understand what this thing is about, is not to be coming down and be stuck here, but to rise up and to leave the earth, to go into what they call the creator's Etherian heavens that are in between physical and metaphysical or atmospheric worlds. So ain't no end. If he talking to you coming about the end, he a weirdo, Get away from it. We don't even rock like that. Now, if they proselytize a specific belief system and claim they have the only truth, get away from them. Fake faith. If they guarantee that you will go to heaven or be saved or be taken up in a flying saucer, if you do exactly what they say, get away from these dudes. If they constantly talk about the sinners or the Drujas and those who will go to hell, get away from them. These ain't real faithers. These false prophets. They say that if they say that all other belief systems are a lie. So if you look at it on the other flip, what we're saying is all belief systems are not a lie. That's how you know a faith is. Why? Because we see the oneness in it all. And then you got a book like Owaspy just tying up all the loose ends. Listen, man, y'all got to read this thing. Man. This thing is crazy. It turns science on its head. It don't care. It don't care what you think. It don't care what you've been told. It is just stomping through the floor. Owaspy is cold. Y'all better get it. But if they keep talking about all the sinners and all the Judas and be wary of them folk. Be very wary of them folk. You hear what I'm talking about? Them ain't real faithers like that. Shout out to the UFK. Shout out to my OG Big Pete. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the OG Gene. Shout out to OG Michael. Shout out to Joan. I love Joan too. And shout out to my buddy Poosh, Dr. Susan B. Martinez. We gonna have a language lesson on the class. She is a paleolinguist. You dig what I'm talking about? And so she loves the words. She loves how to sound them out. And Owaspy is full of very hard to say words sometimes, and breaking down their meanings and how they sound, because it all adds up. You dig what I'm saying? Especially when you're looking for a thing, not actually objectively, but subjectively. You see what I'm saying? As in, applying spiritual meaning to a physical thing. You see what I'm saying? So basically that's the basis of writing. You know what I mean? So they talking about them sinners and Judas and all you going to hell and all. Nah, get away from them. If they say that all other belief systems are a lie, if they claim to be the only direct connection to quote unquote God or the creator or the source or whatever, if they claiming that they the only ones and they got a direct connection, you dig what I'm talking about, that don't nobody else got, they fake, they lying, they ain't faithers. Run far away. 7. And now if they demand money, you ain't a faithist. Huh? You see, Cosmon, they made me put my Cash App up there. And thank you for everybody who go on to support me, man. This is I thank you. Thank you. You dig what I'm talking about? Thank you. You know what I mean? But you and Jaja say he'll make a way. When you're trying to do a good thing, he'll take a step for you. If you take a step. I didn't want to do this. They told me, Cosmon, you got some stuff to say, man. Bring it on out. So here I am. You know what I mean? I'm gonna shed my light, and hopefully I can help somebody. You know what I mean? But what I'm gonna do first is clear up all these lies, misconceptions. You know what I mean? And rumors. So if they telling you they got a direct connection to God, they lying. If they demand money, they lying. You ain't no faith. Get away from them. Don't care what they talking about or watch. If damn about no book, no none. Now, if they talking about you, gotta praise them. If they demanding obedience, these ain't faiths. Get away from these weirdos. If they claim to be the chosen, we're the chosen ones of God, and we're the chosen of Jehovah. We are the mighty faithist Hebrew Nazar niggas. Nobody is better than us. Man, get away from these dudes. These red flags should alert you to the fact that the organization does not have your best spiritual interests at heart, and or their belief system goes against the free will set forth in the WASP. Now, look, I thought this was dope because in here they give a outlining of the different faithist groups and eyewitness accounts, and just all the stuff that's going on. You dig what I'm talking about? This is cool right here. Dig this. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit. Let me see. Contemporary faithist group in the United States of America. We got the Restoration Faithists of the New York area. Shout out to the RFK, man. The Universal Faithists of Cosmon. Shout out to the Universal Faithists of Cosmon. The Elois. Shout out to the Elois. Owaspee College University. That's the homie Omian. I didn't know that they was. Shout out to y'all, and shout to everybody, at the Seventh Era Faithists, man. A lot of people that heard of y'all, and a lot of people have heard of the Elois. You know what I mean? Because they got Big Blue. I personally don't have Big Blue, but many people do, and that was their first introductory to Owaspee. I used the 1891 copy in the 2007 Seventh Era Faithist edition, complete with the Book of Knowledge. You dig what I'm talking about? Some nice little tidbits up in there that I like for the Seventh Era Faithist, man. Shout out to y'all. Now, these are outside of the United States. You got the Confraternity of Faithists and Cosmon Church in the United Kingdom. Look at this. All the way in the UK. You got the Owaspee Stitching in the Netherlands. Past faithist organizations. Rumors versus details. Let's get into cleaning this up. It is not my intuition to prove the rumors and opinions wrong, but to give a more complete image of faithist history. Let's clear up some of this stuff, y'all. Let's clear it up. So y'all can back out of here a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. The Societas Frataria in Placentia, California, 1876 to 1921. Now, I want y'all to notice this is before Owaspee. This 6 years before anybody seen an Owaspee. So how is they tying these to Owaspee? And do anything that got to go on with them, got to go on with JBN, because they was doing whatever they was doing before JBN ever even got Owaspee. But let's get into it. Here go the rumor. Let's clear up the rumor. Remember, they was bad mouthing. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's clear it up. Here go the rumor. The rumor is a Fruitarian Owaspee group, circa 1895. 2 children were starved to death. The first a year-old baby that was starved to death after being fed a diet of raw peeled apples. The infant was so ill it could not even cry. Two cult leaders, George Rinsdale Hind, and Dr. Louis Schlesinger were indicted on murder charges in the death. Now, this is the rumor. The second death was Alice Hind, right? The 18-year-old daughter of the leader, George Rinsdale Hind. So it's just said is the second one is his daughter. She was not keen on Owaspy, so her fanatical father locked her in a room for 2 years and fed her bread and water. She died from starvation. George Hind hid the body of the daughter by burying her in the backyard, out the back door, in an unmarked grave so authorities could not find the body. The Orange County coroner's inquest found that Alice Hind was starved to death. Now, this is the rumors. Now, here go the detail. Walter Lockwood, right, one of the editors of Owaspy, moved to the community in 1884, but there are no official ties to other faithist groups of the day. In their own documents, they did not identify as Owaspy readers. So right there, the rumor was this is an Owaspy group, right? But in their own documents, right? Now, what they're saying is one of the editors of Owaspy moved to this community, right? 8 years later, so in 1884, that would be what year is they saying he moved there? 1884. You dig what I'm talking about? He moved after dealing with JBN in New York, because they hadn't even got to Shalom. Remember, they don't go to Shalom till 2 years after this day. So right there, we just clearing up a lie, a rumor, and a misconception. First of all, this group that's supposed to have started these children don't even rock with Owaspy. All right. The Societas Fritaria was a specialist, free love, vegan, raw food community founded in 1876, 6 years before the publication of Owaspy. So there's another tie to show that it has no tie to it. They called themselves Societas Fraterna, right? So that seems Greek or Latin. Societas Fraterna and social fraternity. So there was a free love, vegan, raw food community founded in 1876. 6 years before the publication of Owaspy. They called themselves Societas Fraterna. However, the surrounding community dubbed them the Placentia Grass Eaters and referred to them. Now, mind you, they refer to themselves as Societas Fraternas. What do we refer to ourselves as? Faithists. We refer to ourselves as faithists. Again, ain't got nothing to do with no Owaspy, but we getting a lot of blame. However, the surrounding community dubbed them the Placentia Grass Eaters and referred to them as freaks, fattists, and spooks. In 1879, 3 years before Owaspy, the colony is raided by local authorities because one of the Hind's children is believed to be starving to death on the Societas diet. The complaint is apparently lodged by Reverend Toombs,
living nearby. The case is tried in Los Angeles County Court. So this is a real court case that came out of this. In June of 1879, so from May, June next month, right? The jury failed to reach a verdict. There was evidently no intent to commit a crime. So did his daughter even die? If y'all want to go look that up, San Francisco Chronicle, June 1st, 1879, page 1. The Santa Ana Standard wrote, a little wholesome hanging would be good for the entire community of frauds and fanatics. So, you know, they ready to give them that old religious welcome. You dig what I'm talking about? KKK it up around here. You dig what I'm talking about? We know what Lou Among do. But we know how Christ get down. Yeah, he barbecue niggas. But a jury dismissed the charges. Oh. And so the whole killing and that's a lie too. In 1898, now mind you, 1898, 7 years after JBN is dead. He dead. In 1898, Hines' daughter, Alice, 16 years old, died from suicide by drowning. What happened to the peeled apples tied up in the room for 2 years? In her note, she apologizes to her father for killing herself. Newspapers and historians speculated that her diet and digestive problems led her to melancholy. Orange Coast Magazine, March 1987, The Placentia Grass Eaters by Sue Bishop. It should be noted that the group prided themselves on their raw food diet. So bread, a cooked food, would not have been used to starve Alice. Oh, caught him in another lie. It is important to remember that 10 years prior, right, to her suicide, how she really died, Alice's brother died. Her parents were implicated for his murder and acquitted. They went through some stuff. So the brother didn't already die. The daughter didn't kill herself. You dig what I'm talking about? The mama and the daddy going through it. Her surviving brother and other members of the community were continually bullied by neighbors when they left their farm. And then her mother died. Damn. All of these things must have contributed to Alice's depression. Mental illness was not understood in the 1800s. Let that sink in. And the most successful form or treatment at that time was lobotomy. Oh, Lord. So if you was even acting like you was crazy, you was about to get a lobotomy. You better not tell nobody you hear no voices. You dig what I'm talking about? Talking to the ancestors. Alice's might have died as acidity from immersion therapy as an alternative to lobotomy. He's saying she might have died from acidity, from immersion therapy. That's when they lock these people in these dark tanks and they submerge them in this water, you know what I mean, that's like full of salt, and you know it's like total blackout, no sound, no noise, no nothing. You dig what I'm talking about? So they put you in there for a while, man, and you know, we know now that stuff drive you crazy, but that was one of the remedies that they had for so-called depression. Damn. And now think about this. How many kids you knew came up on Ritalin, depressed, gothic? You dig what I'm talking about? just woe is me type niggas. How many of them would have been getting lobotomies and submersion treatments in the 1880s, 1870s, 60s, 50s? The technology is old, right? So we done cleared up that rumor and that lie and that misunderstanding and a contradiction. So it's a 4-piece McNugget. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and clear up this other one, because this a good one. This is the one they always try to lean on and put it on Shalom, put it on JBN, put it on some faith. This is what's going on. Let's just get into it, clear it up. And see, this is one thing. Shout out to all my brothers, man, and shout out to all my sisters too. Peace to the Creator Gang, man. We not scared to look at this book, man. We tear this thing up. We don't just believe what it say. You got to prove to us. You dig what I'm saying? And if you don't believe that's what it is, well, just understand that our books say don't believe it. Let me prove it to you. And then guess what we do? We go look at creation, go see what it say. We go look it up, and damn, it show there. That's how we prove it. We go look into a thing, search it through meritoriously. That's the way of God's, right? Now, let's look into this one. This is the Brotherhood of Light. Many of y'all have probably heard of the Brotherhood of Light because of these rumors about all these children. Now, let's get into it. This is the Brotherhood of Light, Colorado and California, from 1902, take notice to the dates, 1902 to 1930. 11 years after Shalom, 11 years after JBN's death. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody. But I just wanted to bring, this is a whole, mind you, they in Colorado and California. JBN and them is in Mexico. Right? Rumors. Here go the rumor that in 1906 in Arboles, Colorado, 13 children. Remember Naphtali told that lie? Said, what about these 13 children? You don't say that. Just think. Remember? She was going crazy on the little show. They thought they had me. You know what I mean? But they was just coming with the rumor. God forbid that they actually look into the book. See, do it actually say that? You know what I mean? Now, here go the rumor that in 1906 in Arboles, Colorado, 13 children were originally given to this Owaspee Bible orphanage 4 miles outside the tiny town of Arboles, Colorado in 1906. So they've been there 4 years. 12 died from malnutrition. It's the rumor. 12 died from malnutrition over the course of 1 year. 6 deaths occurred in 1 month. George Rose, right, and Minnie Wheeler. So George Rose and Minnie Wheeler, we don't know who these people are, were arrested on 6 counts of manslaughter and were held over for trial. Now, a coroner's inquest found that all 12 children were starved to death. Now, listen. The remaining 7 other children were placed in foster care. Now, that's the rumor. That's what's going on. Now, they tied it to Owaspee, and it's a Owaspee orphanage, and they doing what they doing. Let's go see what the details about it is. The Brotherhood's operation from 1902 to the 1930s the Brotherhood's operation were in operation from 1902 to the 1930s on October 12, 1906. H.B. Kerr and public health officials had visited the Brotherhood of Arbolas and left apparently satisfied that the children were well cared for, although they were concerned about the vegetarian diet. Now, this is on October 12th. However, 3 days later, on October 15th, the Dallas Press, right, came out with glaring headlines and awful pictures of starving children at Arbolas, right? So they didn't put out some false information about these people in the newspaper. Weird, but not uncommon. The published records indicate that H.B. Kerr brought charges against the Brotherhood of Light, George C. Rose and Winnie Miller, on the 25th day of October 1906, right? H.B. Kerr, the CPS dude, brought charges 13 days later after visiting. 13 days later. For death of one child, Maybell. For the death of one child, Maybell. The case came to trial in January 1907. They was in and out. 3 months. January 1907, when H.B. Kerr did not appear in court. So the man who brought the charges, who was working for the public health department, did not appear in court. On the day the case was heard, the district attorney asked that the case against the Brotherhood of Light and Rose and Wheeler be dismissed because the district attorney felt the suit against the Brotherhood of Light, Rose and Wheeler, was an attempt to influence an election. Oh, so H.B. Kerr running for election, trumping up some stuff, you know what I mean, to be a so-called soldier for children's rights, huh? When in actuality, he done trumped up some charges. And then didn't even come to court to see it through. The case was dismissed after, look at this, another one dismissed. The case was dismissed after comments by the judge that he felt the Brotherhood of Light was doing a service to care for these foundling children. Now, a foundling is one that was found on the doorstep. One that this is their foundation. These people that are taking them in because they don't got nobody else to love them, and if they don't last in the CPS. And especially in them times, they die. Lack of love, lack of nutrition. You dig what I'm talking about? Just lack of touch sometimes. You know? Imagine being a baby fighting for yourself already. Yeah. But the case was dismissed, and after comments by the judge that he felt, this is what the judge said, that the Brotherhood of Light was doing a service to care for the foundling children. After selling their property, the Brotherhood left Arbolas. So they was getting pressure from all the time. They was getting it from both sides. They couldn't win. The Brotherhood left Arbolas with their children and moved to La Crescenta, California, near Los Angeles, to join the Cuddle Dune Faithist group. So it was another group of Faithists out there. While in California, they successfully raised at least 20 children. It should be noted that by now in California, children could no longer be gathered in, and instead they were adopted by members of the community. One way to skin a cat, right? It's a million ways to skin a cat. Now, let's get into this one. The Universal Light, circa 1970, Anaheim, California. So we're clearing up rumors, lies, and contradictions, all these misconceptions. And then we find out, okay, they was tied to the OWASP, but they was doing the right thing. And had not killed 13 children, had successfully raised 20. Babies didn't have nothing. And if you understand the lifestyle of a faith is that what we about to be raising our babies in now, man, that is an awesome childhood. The things that you are walking out of childhood with at 14, you are going to be far beyond, far past grown men with PhDs and in your infancy. With suicide to boot, huh? That's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose. What you guys say? What you guys say, man? I ain't come here to teach y'all niggas about right and wrong, man. You already know that. He said, man, I'm come here to fulfill, make y'all fulfill the old law. He said, I come here to breed a whole new race. And they gonna take over the world. They are gonna be dominant. Huh? By doing the right thing. This is what they don't get. They think they gotta fight for this. No, you just gotta do good for this. It should be noted that by now, okay. Let's go to the Universal Light, circa 1970, Anaheim, California. Here's the rumor. You know what I mean? We take this stuff head on, bro. We ain't ducking nothing. You dig what I'm talking about? Here go the rumor. Where some 15 different UFO doomsday cults were formed by OWASP leader Mary Lou Brown, who called herself Goddess of the Red Star. This group was waiting for a nuclear war and a UFO rescue. Do not think that a loud speaking messenger would come. If a man would not believe, don't you know that the Uhura tried this? A little over 6,000 years ago, they giggled that nigga all the way back to Tusk. They giggled the false Uhura all the way back. Bitch ass niggas, what you thought? Because you got a brand new car, you wasn't a hoe? They giggled Uhura right, but he was so mad. He thought he did something. He built in that little 15,000 ships. You dig what I'm talking about? I'm get up here, floss on these boys, man. They was throwing tomatoes at that nigga when he pulled up. Boo! Boo this man! They booed him all the way. He was salty. Salty. So you did what I'm talking about. This has been done before. It's already been tried. ain't nobody coming to get you. Okay. Here go the rumor where some 15 different UFO doomsday cults were formed by a WASP leader. That's a problem right there. Leader in a WASP, we know what leaders do. Huh? We know what they about. Who the leader in OWASP? Huh? If y'all know that's the creator, man, hit me with a 9 in the chat. If you know that that's the creator, hit me with a 9 in the chat. Ain't no leader. Ain't no man lead us. No God, no Savior, no Messiah, no Lord. No Jeebus. Jeebus ain't saving nobody. As a matter of fact, Jeebus told you the things I do, you can do it even better. Well, how is that, Jeebus? Well, we obviously must be the same thing. Huh? We ain't got to dumb it up. We just got to dumb it down. right? So an Owaspy leader, in Owaspy, this is an impossibility. I wish a nigga, Jeebus, Buddha, Brahma, you could never sell me that fairy tale about Osar. And even then, he was still a man. How we know? You told us he died. So he ain't no better than what I am. Why would I praise him? That right there, that understanding that God and the Creator are not the same thing is the reason we've been oppressed consistently for the last 6,000 years. 26 years short of 6,000. 5,974 years. Ooh. Now, she called herself the goddess of the Red Star. This group was waiting for a nuclear war and a UFO rescue. Let me just get this out the way. This is so retarded. Ain't no nuclear war coming. Ain't no UFO rescue. All that's fake. Some cult members were so brainwashed by Mary Lou Brown's Doomsday Code that they never read the book. Let me put that in there. I'm gonna just add that in there. That they never read the book, and they had to be rescued by cult deprogrammer Ted Patrick. That's the rumor. That Mary Lou Brown called herself the goddess of the Red Star. She ran 15 different UFO doomsday cults. They believed in nuclear war and UFO rescue, and they were so brainwashed that cult deprogrammer Ted Patrick had to come through, save these niggas. Now let's clear it up. Let's see what's going on here. What's really happening? Mary Lou Brown was a psychopath who preyed on the fears of people who wanted a better life. Mary Lou Brown demanded, listen, abstinence, a strict vegan diet that was high in sugar, a tithe of 90%. Grandma got a tithe 90%, not the 10. She don't want the 10. She want the 90. Dang, she cold. So they got a tithe of 90% of all they got, and daily devotions. Faithists who questioned her authority and her delusional ideas often felt intimidated by her husband, who was part of the local police department. Look at this. Mary Lou Brown's dictatorial tyranny went against Owaspy's foundation of personal freedom and the questioning of authority. Like I told y'all, you're going to find this as a repeating theme. Freedom, questioning authority. You dig what I'm saying? Liberation. You know what I mean? Recurring themes in Owaspy. So, details cleaned up about this. Right? Let's go to the Universal Brotherhood, 1960 to 1980, battling up Northwest Australia. You go to rumor. Here go the rumor about it. Let's get into the rumor. Remember this number 52, Jehovah Chronicles, man. Thumb up the video, man. Sub, like, share. Let's get back into it. Here go the rumor. The rumor is that the Owaspy Bible / Urantia book. Uh-oh. You dig what I'm talking about? What it is? One of the twin powers activate? That the Owaspy Bible and the Urantia book, right? This is the rumor. Based religious cult group led by Fred and Mary Robinson this Owaspy Bible UFO doomsday cult was waiting for a UFO rescue. This is the rumor. At which time all people in the world who did not accept Owaspy would be taken up on prison UFO ships and taken to prison planets. Slaves. Cult leader Fred Robinson was originally thought to be a harmless old kook. Listen, this is the rumor. This is what they say about Fred Robinson, right? Was originally thought to be a harmless old kook until 2007 Freedom of Information Act request revealed that Fred Robinson was involved in a Rosicrucian pedophile pre-scandal at a nudist colony where he was an ordained minister. Well, damn, Fred. This is crazy, Fred. What's going on? Right? Let's go a little further though. Let's see what it say. Right? You an ordained minister getting freaky deaky and some pedophile stuff. Come on, man. Let's see what it say. You see how it's not looking good, right? Not looking good. Let's see what it say. According to the Freedom of Information Act report released in 2007, Fred Robinson was part of a Rosicrucian nudist colony in the early 1950s in Brisbane, Australia, when two men were sentenced to prison for debauchery with two boys, 11 and 14. Damn, man, you got a lot of pedophile stuff around you, Fred. Let's see what's going on, man. The nudist colony cult leader, right? Now, this is in Brisbane. Reverend William Henry Long was sentenced to 5 years hard labor in Gaol Prison, Queensland, for debauchery with an 11-year-old and 14-year-old boy he had obtained from a local orphanage. Look at this. The FOI report was revealed that the FOIA report also revealed that Fred Robinson was also trying to procure children from orphanages. Australian Child Protective Services refused to give Fred Robinson any children. Now, this is the rumor. That is ugly. The Rosicrucian priest mess around with little 11, 14-year-old boys. You in a nudist colony. Man, it's not looking good for Fred, man. Let's see what the details about it is. Right? The Universal Brotherhood of Australia was a new age Christian commune. But wait a minute. I thought it was Owaspy and Urantia. Huh? Thought it was Owaspy and Urantia. Huh? The Universal Brotherhood of Australia was a new age Christian commune, and there is no evidence. Hold on. Okay. They are Christian age commune, a new age Christian commune, and there was no evidence that they had or were influenced by Owaspy. The community is still in operation today, but they reorganized under a new name. Yeah. So that makes sense. New age Christian, ordained ministers. Yeah, we know what the Christians be doing, man. We know what the Catholics be doing. Leave them little boys alone. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. The Essenes of Cosmon, right? These are the Essenes of Cosmon. Let's see what they say. Utah and Colorado, 1930s to 1972. Now, here go the rumor. They were led by Wing Anderson. We all know the OG Wing. Shout out to Big Wing Anderson, man. Got one of the most dopest prophetic books, man, ever, called The Prophetic Years. If y'all ain't got it, get it. I think is up. Hold on, let me go over here. I'll cut the thing on real quick and see if I got it. Look at this. Hold on, look at this. Cosmonian. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. Or no. Let me turn on my cam. Prophetic Years. The Prophetic Years. What it say? 1947 and 1953. Do y'all know y'all Bible don't? No Bible prophecy goes past 1954. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know the real prophetic times in the Cosmine era was between 1947 and 1954? Y'all should get this book, Prophetic Years by Wing Anderson, and he is on the point. Remember, he wrote this before he gave his years before the war was over and all that stuff, and before 1947 through 53. He on point about every single point that he say in this book. Prophetic Years by Wing Anderson. It is a dope book. Go get that. You dig what I'm talking about? Go get that. Hold on one second, y'all. Let's throw some music on real quick. You know what I mean? Just... So are we not in the car? Okay, we're gonna get right back at it. I see people got some questions. Let's get this done, and now I'll go back through the chat, clean up some questions. Any questions anybody got to ask? You know what I mean? It's always good to shed a little light to your brothers and sisters, man. Don't hold that light in. Don't be greedy like that. You dig what I'm talking about? Share your light with your brothers and your sisters, man. You never know who you can go on and help. You know what I mean? By sharing this light with somebody, the understanding of the Creator, man, and that you know that that faith is your hope realized in these days, man. Now, these are the Essenes of Cosmon, Utah, and Colorado, 1930s to 1972. Now, look, these places is lasting a long time. Led by Wing Anderson, who was recruiting people. This is the rumor that he was recruiting people to come join his cult to escape a coming nuclear war. That is the rumor about the OG Wing Anderson. Here go the details. With financial support from Wing Anderson and other faithists, the Essenes of Cosmon and Owaspie community was established in North Salt Lake, Utah by the end of the 1940s. The community moved to Montrose, Colorado. Planning started in the 1930s, and by 1946, they had land, farming, and print shop publishing Owaspie, the newsletter, and Anderson, many books on Ann Anderson's mini book on prophecies, right? I just showed you that one. You dig what I'm talking about? He got some more, man. Shout out to the homie Wing Anderson. Let's go see what it say. You dig what I'm talking about? You ain't the homie till you do right. You know. Anderson. Now look. He say Anderson. Now look, they in Colorado. But Wing Anderson lived full time in Los Angeles, California. Yet his ego was so large that he thought of the Essenes of Cosmon as his, and people that did not get along with Anderson were encouraged to leave. MOG, it's the OG Wing, proven one of the greatest faithers, huh? He proven, man, we wouldn't even have a Waspy if it wasn't for Wing. Huh? Not today. They'd have been headed. You dig what I'm talking about? This is why you ain't heard it till now. This is why it's so new. They've been hiding it on purpose. It's crazy. And a Waspy say when it's going to come out, and that's the exact same year that it came out. That's crazy, too. That's why I got to show love to the Seventh Era Faithers, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Any of the Seventh Era Faithers watching right now. I got to show you love, man. Got to. You know what I mean? There's some people in, out here, killing y'all name, man. Killing y'all. You dig what I'm saying? Just running roughshod over y'all. So, but it is what it is, man. Everything got panned out in the end, and just trust and believe. It's people out here that, thankful that you put in that work. You dig what I'm talking about? I got the Seventh Era Faithers edition. As a matter of fact, that's what we reading out of today. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's go, as I roll my split team. Right? So Wayne's starting to act like a little BI. A little BI. The Cold War. This is what they're saying. Y'all. The Cold War brought an influx of new members who were seeking emotional security due to fears of atomic war. The community closed in 1972 due to lack of members. The founding members had died or moved, with all assets being sold by Anderson in 1976. Ray Schlitman was a surviving member, and he moved to Tiger, Georgia, and helped found Four Winds Children's Village in the 1970s. So we see that in 1972, right, due to lack of members, right, because the founding members had died off or moved, and Wing Anderson sold everything he had. But in 1976, Ray Schlitman, who was a surviving member of Wing Anderson group, right, who are the Essenes of Cosmon, right? And it's because, shout out to the Essenes of Cosmon, man, because if you don't know, the Essenes of Cosmon gave us the book of knowledge. Huh? They gave us the book of knowledge. It was already in on Waspy, but JBN hadn't released it. Book of knowledge didn't hit the world in 1954. That's Wing Anderson. Shout out to the homie, man. If y'all don't believe me, man, go read the book of knowledge. And then while you at it, pick when you're done finishing the book of knowledge, just go right to chapter 7 of the book of cosmogony and prophecy, and just finish from 7 on down. Huh? They brought that. That'll stop any talking you got to do about should we still give it up for the work that they did. You dig what I'm talking about? If you read the book of knowledge, well, woo-wee, you already know what I'm talking about. Right? So now notice this is Ray Shripman was a surviving member, and he moved to Tiger, Georgia, and helped found the Four Winds Children Village in the 1970s. Now look, this is the Universal Brotherhood of Faith. It's the Four Winds Children Village in Tiger, Georgia. Remember, dog just went there. Ray Schlitman, an original member. Now, mind you, I know a person. Shout out to the OG Joan, who was and is a surviving member of these Essenes of Cosmon from 1930 to 1972, even actually seen the chest in 1950. That trunk that they talk about. Yeah. So there are people still alive on this earth today who was in Wing Anderson group and give firsthand personal accounts to what was going on. You know what I mean? About Wing attitude and what was going on. I think Wing went and got the big head after a while. You know what I mean? Who knows? But this is the Four Winds Children Village in Tiger. This is the rumor. The rumor is Four Winds Village, Tiger, Georgia, circa 1986. Remember this date. 1986 was the scene of a grisly murder of a waspy promoter, Ray Schlitman. Damn, Ray Schlitman. You went down there, and how many people you killed? Was a grisly murder. Was the scene of a grisly murder. Now remember, he went there in 76. Right? Look what's when they saying it started. 1986. Okay, now listen. Now this was the scene of a grisly murder of a waspy promoter, Ray Schlitman. According to Virginia Howard, founder of Four Winds Village, Ray Schlitman had just moved to the property in 1986. See the problem? I thought he just founded it in 76. Oh, okay. We ain't gonna go no further. Let's go see what the rumor is. Ray Schlitman had just moved to the property in 1986. He just moved in there and had been there only one day when he went missing. His body was found on the back of the wooded estate with the skull crushed in. The same day, $10,000 in cash was stolen from Ray's room. This is the rumor. Damn, Ray Schlitman. Let's see what's really going on with your Ray. Here go the details about it. Let's get to some truth for this. Ray Schlitman, listen, was born February 13th, 1898, and had lived in OWASP communities since the 1930s. How do we know? Because he was a founding member of who? The Essenes of Cosmon, which started in the 1930s. He was a founding member. Who was the last one to leave? Ray Schlitman was a surviving member, and he moved to Tiger, Georgia, right? In the 1970s. 76. Right? Now, Ray then went up here for one day, got killed, head bashed in, and robbed for $10,000. First day. Let's see what really happened. Ray Schlitman was born in 1898 and had lived in a WASP community since the 1930s. He died of exposure in November 1981. He was 83 years old. So how could he have killed somebody in 1986, been robbed in 1986, got his skull bashed in 1986, if he had already been dead for 5 years? See, this is why we got to get down. This is why I try to get into it and just bring some clarity and common sense to this shit, man. And somebody just got to say it, man. Y'all be capping. Y'all some lying ass niggas. And if you don't really have knowledge about it, in an attempt to look smart, right, which really make you look dumb, and proving that you don't want to be righteous, you want to be right. You rather be right more than righteous. Just saying you don't know, or maybe just listening, or asking me a question, what the hell am I talking about? No, you tell lies and then they get regurgitated and repeated as if they true. Now, I'd heard this story before that Ray Schlitman came down here in 86, got robbed on Four Winds in Georgia. First day, 10,000. I heard this story too before I even knew all this. But I heard the story. But here go the real details, right? He died of exposure, not getting killed. In November 1981, at the age of 83, Ray Schlitman had been residing in Tiger Rayborn, Georgia since 1976. So how he come there for the first time in 1986 and was an active founding member of Virginia Howard's Four Winds Children Village. Ray was found sitting peacefully under a tree, not shot, stabbed, and robbed, head bashed in. He was sitting under a tree peacefully. It is speculated that he fell while walking by himself and was able to get up, or perhaps he chose to sit down under that tree for his own reasons. There is no evidence. Listen, there is no evidence that he ever had $10,000. Let alone to be robbed for it. He ain't never had it. Let's clear up some more rumors that a WASP is plagiarized from the work of Cora L.V. Richmond. Now, if y'all don't know, go back into my earlier videos. I think it's called Footsteps of Faithism. I break down who Cora L.V. Scott, but in short, she was a person in the early spiritualism movement, starting in roughly the 1850s, and was a founding member of the church today called the National Spiritualism Church, NSC. As a matter of fact, I break down, show Cora L.V. Scott, Cora L.V. Richmond Scott, whatever, and Natty Maynard, and I break down the difference in between the faithism and spiritualism also too. You know what I mean? They are Christians. We ain't. You know what I mean? And but let's clear up the rumor. That's just a little background on Cora L.V. Richmond. Her books is actually dope. But here go the rumor that a WASP was plagiarized from Cora L.V. Richmond. I heard this too. The details about, let's get to the truth about it. The details about it is OWASP is a revisionary history of world religion, and like the work of Cora L.V. Richmond, was a product of the spiritualist movement. The similarities end there. That's it. No more than they came around in the same time. And if you've ever read any of Core LV stuff and any of JB or WASB, they're not the same. What they talking about is not what Jaja talking about. You know what I mean? It's y'all go look into it for yourself, make your own mind up. You dig what I'm talking about? That's what I would tell you. But the rumor is that that Owaspi was jacked from her. Bullshit. Only the fact that they was written anywhere near the same time is the only similarity that they have. Proof. All you got to do is read it and take it from somebody who read it a bunch of times. It's facts. I've read both stuff. Cora LV got a bunch of books. She got more than one. Now here goes some more rumors. And we're gonna clean up all rumors, lies, contradictions, and misconceptions, right? Well, here go another one. We just cleared up that the spiritualist stuff and what Owaspi doing is not the same. The rumor is Masonic rites were practiced at Shalom. Listen, and Shalom was sold to Newborough by a Mason. Newborough was buried with Masonic rites in a Masonic grave site. Now, I got to hold on. Let me click on real quick. How many of y'all heard that? How many of y'all heard this story that JBN got buried with Masonic rites, that they was practicing some Masonic stuff at Shalom, and that Shalom was sold to Newborough, that Shalom was under Newborough stuff, and he was a Mason, and they made him a Mason. How many of y'all heard that? And how many of y'all heard that on JBN's death on his deathbed, basically, and on his grave site, that the Masons had came out and gave him the 33rd degree? How many of y'all heard that story before? Hit me with a 5 in the chat. Hit me with a 5 in the chat if y'all done heard that JBN was a Mason. He was buried in a Masonic graveyard. He had Masonic rites. He was buried with Masonic stuff on his headstone, and also that Newborough owned Shalom. How many of y'all heard that? 5. I'm gonna be real. I heard all of those. Big time that JBN was a Mason. But let's clear it up. See, this is the thing. We here to clear up all rumors, all lies, all contradictions and misconceptions. Here go the details about it. Now we done heard the rumor. Let's go back over the rumor one more time. That Masonic rites were practiced at Shalom. Shalom was sold to Newborough as a Mason, so he needed to own it. And he was sold by a Mason. Nobody has ever shown ever that he was a Mason. When did he become one? Where? What order was he with? He was born in Ohio, raised up in New York, and moved to New Mexico. So my thing is, where did he become a Mason and with who? But they just say it. They just say it. It's even on Google. If you tap in Google, it'll say 33rd degree Mason John Newborough, author of the Bible, Ospie, a new Bible in the new era of cosmos. Is trash. And just repeat and repeat and repeat. Now, it is documented that rituals were used at Shalom. Research indicates that successful groups such as the Faithist Brotherhood of Light and Cuddledune used the Shalom rituals. Some of these rites were later published in the Faithist hymnal. New Borough, so, right? Now, rituals were used. They were not Masonic rituals. No. And how do we know? Because these same rituals are in Owaspy and also written in, practiced by other people who come after JB. And remember, this stops in 1891. Right? None of this even starts till 1930. And these rights were published in the Faithist Hymn. New Borough, let's clear it up. New Borough did not own Shalom. Andrew Howland's name is on all the deeds showing him as the owner of the land that became Shalom. It is possible that a Mason could have owned some of the many parcels of land that Howard purchased, but that is speculation. It is well documented that New Borough was buried at Shalom when there was flooding on what had been Shalom land. Justine Newborough Howland, right, his ex-wife, had Newborough's coffin moved to the public cemetery at Las Cruces. The public cemetery has burials of many religious faiths, including Roman Catholics, Roman Catholic nuns, Jews, and probably a few Masons. They don't even know. But this is not Masonic land and a Masonic grave site, and it's a lie. It's trumped up. It's trumped up idiocy. It's really proof of ignorance, lack of spiritual will. You know what I mean? What they might call intestinal fortitude. They won't see a thing through. So they make up and just try to throw anything at it because they can do this to regular religions. They can take pot shots. Oh, I be standing on your side. You dig what I'm talking about? We looking at you taking pot shots like, dang, that's crazy over there. How you doing them boys? Yeah, you know? So the universal, now listen, because we didn't heard this story. Remember, they was talking about he was a 33rd degree Mason and he got the we didn't heard it all. Look what really happened. The universal faith is, right? Shout out to the OGP. Shout out to everybody out there, Utah way. You dig what I'm talking about, to the UFK, man. And shout out to the URK too. The Universal Faithists of Cosmon members designed and paid for Newborough's headstone. And Faithists installed the headstone, fulfilling the wishes of the author, Mrs. Katie Stowes, at Newborough's grave be marked. Huh? After publishing Owaspy, listen to this. Listen to this. I think that's supposed to say Newborough Bio. Was Bio. Dig this. And notice how it's written. I think the readers of Owaspy, they'll pick up on what I'm trying to put down. I don't want to lay down any give you any pre-thoughts on what I'm thinking about it, but dig this. After publishing on Owaspy, Newborough walked away from his dental practice, his marriage, and family. Dang. His divorce papers indicate his wife did not support his desire to help reduce the deaths among foundling children. Dang. He left her. She was dark and he couldn't get it. Damn, that's crazy. Didn't know that. And she received everything in the divorce settlement. Now, if y'all didn't got back into the story of JBN, they said that boy didn't hit it rich twice in the gold fields. He hit, shit, what was it? About $250,000 in gold back then in the 1860s, 1850s. Right? Then hit again in Australia. So he wasn't broke. He had the bread. You dig what I'm talking about? And that was just millions of dollars, by the way, by today's standards. You dig what I'm talking about? He hit $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 worth of gold back then. Imagine what it is now. It's millions of dollars. And but his wife wasn't with him trying to help the babies. So he left her and gave her everything. And she received everything in the divorce settlement, including the income from the dental practice. Dang. Newborough was not always known for his charity. He was a hard man, how disciplined with a whip. Not uncommon at that point in history, but perhaps undesirable and unexpected from the servant who gave us Owaspy. Okay. Now y'all picking up the choppiness. Watch this. Newborough was not always known for his charity. He was a hard man. How disciplining. Oh, you didn't start the spelling wrong. He was a hard man. How disciplining with a whip. Not uncommon at that point in history, but perhaps undesirable and unexpected from the servant who gave us Owaspy. Who did he hit with a whip? His wife? Andrew Howland. Anybody who ever read Story of Shalom, y'all know what's up with Andrew Howland. Andrew Howland financed Shalom through his inheritance from the Howland Family Trust, and his name is on the deeds as owner of all the purchases of the many parcels of land that became the almost 1,500 acres that was Shalom. Damn. That boy Howland has some cake. The Shalom colony volunteers had thought the land would be held in common and that they would participate in group decision making at Shalom. I was supposed to be, right? But Howland wanted to do things his way, and evicting all the volunteers in 1886, when they complained. He and Newborough were sued by some of the disgruntled former colony members. However, the New Mexico Supreme Court ruled against the volunteers, saying they should have gathered more information before joining the group, which is exactly what I'm doing today, giving y'all information about fake people, fuck shit, and clearing, excuse my friends, but we're clearing up all rumors, lies, contradictions, and misconceptions, man. This is Jehovah Chronicles. This is your boy Cosmoni. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's just go and finish this off, man. After Newborough's death, Howland established a look at Howland. Look at Howland, man. What did he do? After Newborough's death, Howland established a dairy and chicken farm at Shalom. Look at that. Huh? We bring it all out, man. We bring it all out. Ducking nothing. After Newborough's death, Howland twisted it up. He established it as a dairy and chicken farm at Shalom. What happened? As no new volunteers came to Shalom, workers had to be hired, and eventually Howland had to sell Shalom because he ran out of money. Huh? He ain't do right. This is the best of Faithist Journal, Faithist Groups and Communes, circa 1974. This is Faithist Groups and Communes from the Faithist Journal. Now, this is dope because Arnold Arias, right, who is a Faithist, was going around to these other groups and that was claiming that they was Faithist in 1974. Listen, 1974. And he give you the lowdown on what he think about the people that he's seeing from 1974. This is a first-hand account. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's get into this real quick. This is the Faithist Groups and Communes, a report by Arnold Arias. In the Book of Judgment and in the Book of Jehovah's Kingdom on Earth, the importance of affiliation is made very clear. That is true. Not only is affiliation better for the spiritual grade of an individual, created gang, preparing him for a higher resurrection upon his entrance into the heavenly worlds, but Faithist affiliations do more to help the world by preparing the way for the building of the Creator's kingdom on earth. That's right. What follows, right, is a brief description of the various Faithist groups and communes I have visited. Each is a jewel with its own facets of beauty. Together, they form a radiant necklace fastened around the world to begin the work of Cosmon, the creation of Jehovah's paradise on earth. Now, these is different groups of Faithists from 1974. This is just what he's saying when he went there and seen it for itself. These are the Arkansas Faithists, right? This community of 9 Faithists, look, lives communally on 40 acres, farming their land and building their own structures. They believe severe tribulations are coming to the world, and they want to only they want only dedicated Faithists to visit or join them. That's the Arkansas Faithists. One day they're gonna look back in 2023, and they're gonna give somebody gonna come to the Creator Gang little private shalom once we go ahead and build it. But we also understand shalom is on the inside. You know what I mean? It's that state of peace for real. It's that understanding that Jaja got all this, and all you got to do is do for the babies, and he gonna do for you. You can't lose. Communal living is the way. Think about it. Yeah, they destroyed Greenwood, Rosewood, Greenboro, town they sunk under Lake Mead. They all these places they destroyed during the summers of 1921, Rhea Summers. Yeah, they destroyed all them, but how did we build all them cities if we supposedly coming up out of slavery? Communal living. We always rock good with ourselves. You did what I'm talking about? And now it's the faith that's going to be leaving the city next. But look, we already got groups doing it. We've seen since at least 80, 86, 84. They got it going. Now, this is the Faithist Farm, P.O. Box 112, Tiger, Georgia, 30576. It's surrounded on 3 sides by a national forest. This group owns 80 acres. Their central structure is a mansion with 2 kitchens, 3 bathrooms, and numerous rooms for worship, recreation, dining, crafts, and guests. Wall-to-wall carpeting and wood paneling contribute to the comfort of the house. They also have a whirlpool bath and sauna with a bathroom in the rear and 4 mobile homes. Various books of interest to Faithists are printed there, and they produce the fairy cross and the universal cross of the Creator with the circle and the leaf. I didn't know that they produced that. The demand for their jewelry is great, and Faithists would have much to contribute, for the demand on their jewelry outweigh the supply. When they are able, they want to raise orphans and have already collected many baby cribs, potties, etc. All right, this is the Colorado Faithists. Address withheld upon request. This is a large group of young Faithists with infants who are musically inclined and hope to become successful rock and roll musicians. They will inform other Faithists of their plans when they feel the time is ripe. Hint, if they make it big, guess what they want to do with the money? Okay. I wonder, did they make it? I'm gonna ask, if anybody, as a matter of fact, if anybody UFK or anybody watching, right? Do y'all know who these Faithists were? The Colorado Faithists? What rock and roll group they turned out to be? If anybody in the chat, man, you dig what I'm talking about? Know any of the UFK or any of y'all watching, man? Just hit your boy up real quick. Let me know. What was the name of that rock and roll band? Okay, let me get back to this. Let me see if I can blow it up just a little bit more for y'all. There it go. This is the Dawn Faithists. These is called the Dawn Faithists. They in Metcalf Place, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Huh? I thought Daryl was the only Faithist in Wisconsin. Shout out to Daryl Cosby, man. I thought he was the only Faithist up that way. They got a whole crew up there. You know where that's at, Daryl? 9544 West Metcalf Place, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53222. Anybody up that way, man? Let your boy Cosmonian know. If y'all ran into any of these, ever even heard of these Faithists or seen the building. This group of young Faithists, who meet regularly in their homes, hopes to build Jehovah's kingdom on earth as it is described in Owaspy by joining with numerous dedicated Faithists who have faith in Jehovah and are ready to leave Uz and build unto the Almighty in his unoccupied forests and fields, raising his orphans to rejoice in their Creator, hearing his voice and seeing his heavens. Man, peace to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses, man. It's coming, y'all. Huh? Shout to the Dawn Faithists, man. Cosmon Cal, your brother in Jehovah, I say you welcome anytime. Come up here and chop it up with your boy. Let's get to some names we might have got, we might know. Here are the Eloists. The Eloists, Drawer Zero, Duxbury, Massachusetts, founded in 1918. Dang. The Eloists, everybody know, wrote Big Blue, or wrote the Big Blue version, founded in 1918. Dang. This group of faithists lives together on an estate in a pleasant section of New England near the landing place of the Pilgrims. They still there too. They meet every day at noon for counsel, praying and praising the Creator, reading a waspy, meditating and dancing to music. They farm, freezing much of their food for winter. Create a gang. And they hope to be used as instruments to help cleanse the world of spiritual darkness. Shout out to the Eloas. Still on that mission, man. Shout out to y'all. This is 1974. They've been going since 1918. This is what? That's 100 years in what? 2018 make it 100 years, right? 104, 105 years the Essenes been running. Shout to y'all, man. They doing something right. They doing something right. I know what they doing right. They doing Jaja correctly. You hear me? 108 years, 105 years. Woo-wee. They meet every day at noon. They farm, freezing most of their food for winter, and they hope to be used as instruments to clean the world's spiritual darkness. There is a great feeling. This is what he say. There's a great feeling of spiritual peace and harmony with this group. Good for psychic and spiritual development. Well, everybody, most of y'all got radiance too. This is how they got radiance. With that extra sense, that sixth sense. That's suis, right? Clairvoyance and clairaudience. Here's an editor's note, right? Due to the unusual nature of the work of this group that this group does, write or call before visiting. Do not call during the period from 11:45 a.m. to 1:30. Oh, hi, Dan. Okay, that makes sense. You dig what I'm talking about? Don't call from 11:45 to 1:30. Hi, Dan. Shout out to everybody out there who understand the timetables, prophecy, and the movement of the vortex, and the flattening, and the rounding of the vortex. You dig what I'm talking about? Understand what's really going on in the sky at 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? High noon or high Dan. Right? That from that time, local time, as you would disturb counsel, your cooperation is appreciated. And go another, the Eloas. This is the Jersey branch from 94 Trafalgar Drive, Colonia, New Jersey. This is a part of the above mentioned group, and their weekly meetings are very similar to the noon councils of the mass group. Many of the members of the New Jersey group visit frequently with the Massachusetts members. Many of the members of both groups hope to move further out of Ooze in the future, that they may better serve Jehovah in the raising of his children. Look, the mission ain't changed. It's the raising of these babies, not no damn somebody coming out the sky to save you. Listen, you get on that ship if you want to. Go on, get on the ship. Get on the ship. But remember this, soon as you get past the first door, remember this question. Ask yourself this question. Cosmon asked, how is your physical body getting on a spiritual ship? And then once they hit you over the head, throw you in that pot of boiling water, hit you with some paprika, and some hit you with some Lorry seasoning. You dig what I'm talking about? Some Old Bay and onions. You dig what I'm talking about? And make some nigga stew out your dumb ass. I think you would get it then. You dig what I'm talking about? Just wait till the doors close, though. Wait till the doors close and say, how, if this is a spiritual being, how's my physical body getting on this spiritual ship? Yeah. Okay. Get on it if you want to. That's what you do. You about to learn a whole nother. You about to learn something else. You about to learn culinary sciences. They about to make some nigger stew out your dumb ass. This is the Faithish Journal, right? Suffolk Ave, Kingsman, Arizona. Shout out to the Faithish Journal. This group also meets daily for noon councils of prayer and praise to Jehovah, dedication ceremonies and readings from, where am I at? Excuse me. Let me go. This group also meets for the daily noon councils of prayer and praise to Jehovah, dedication ceremonies and readings from Owaspi. They print the Faithish Journal and numerous other books of interest to Faithists, encouraging Faithists to affiliate and work to build Jehovah's kingdom on earth. They hope that, let me just stop right there. When we be saying Jehovah's kingdom on earth, remember, regardless, especially if you call yourself Christian, because for the last 2,000 plus years, you have been saying the Lord's Prayer. And in the Lord's Prayer, you've been asking to have the Creator's heaven here on earth. Now, true God is here asking you, well, who ready? Who ready to work for that? And you fighting the book? You trying to down the book? You prayed for this. This ain't no spooky thing. Yeshua told you it was at hand. Daniel told you some of this stuff had to be sealed up. That's why it was over their head. But creators say all things will be revealed. When, Jaja? Now. The Cosmon era. Huh? So when we say Jehovah's kingdom on earth, we mean it. We building it. We got heaven here now. Not no pie in the sky. I'm not waiting on nothing. I'm not waiting on it. I'm going to build it. What we doing is setting the foundation. Huh? They hope that some Faithists will join them in Kingman by buying land nearby and becoming their neighbors. It'd be nice to go visit them. In this way, Faithists will learn to love one another as neighbors and be able to build their relationships to the deep harmony needed for the giving up of self for the building of his kingdom on earth. The Faithish Journal group has harmony with their neighbors and other reasons why the group is founded on more secure ground. Editor's note: we hold our councils at 12 noon local time. All are welcome to attend. Please do not phone during the period from noon to 1 o'clock as it would disturb the council. These sound like some cool people. The Faith is right here in the Elois. The Elois, all of them sound like good people. But the Elois, the Dawn Faithis, and Faith's Journal, they hitting right now. The Voice of Jehovah Service Center, Coronet Avenue, Anaheim, California. Shout out to Cali. California knows how to party. This is a rather controversial group. Uh-oh. within the faithist movement. When you talk about if you controversial to a faithist, boy, you nigga, we out there where we damn near rock with everything. If you controversial to a faithist, boy, you out there. Some believe they are not really faithists. This is a rather controversial group within the faithist group. Some believe they not really faithists. And they tend to believe they are the only real faithists. The truth is somewhere in between. Their beliefs are certainly way out. This is what Dog's saying. He a real faithist. He like, man, these niggas on some ziggity boom. He say their beliefs are certainly way out. They believe a chocolate pudding like darkness, I guess Ajah, will cover the earth, or would it be nebula? They believe a chocolate pudding, a chocolate pudding like darkness will cover the earth, and later there will be a revolution, and 55% of the world will be taken to the moon and stars. They was taken to the moon in starships, where they will be housed while the earth is cleansed and prepared for Jehovih. Jehovih's kingdom on earth. And this is only a partial summary of some of their beliefs. Faithists should be advised to look into this group. Indeed, all groups with their great reason and logic and some down to earth common sense. What he's saying? He's saying faithists should be advised to look into this group. He's saying not only this group, but indeed all groups with great reason and logic and some down-to-earth common sense. Look at what they're saying. Remember, words are cheap. Facts. Good works done to others is the important consideration. Facts. How can Jehovah be best served here and now? What about the Owaspy Foundation? See, got some people out here. You know what I mean? But you dig what I'm talking about? I would still like to hear what they talking about with this chocolate pudding. Is this Ajah? Is this Nebula? Okay. Owaspy Foundation, right? This is in Oregon, Phoenix, Oregon. This group is trying to buy land for a colony site. They are in the process of producing the Light of Cosmon. Yeah, I'll bring out the Light of Cosmon stuff for young people in communes throughout the country. But y'all can go online and just go look at it too. The Light of Cosmon for young people in communes throughout the country. They are slightly modernizing the language of Owaspy, your, for, thy, etc. And printing the main doctrinal books of Owaspy like Judgment, Inspiration, Discipline, and the Book of Jehovah's Kingdom on Earth. They believe a time of tribulation and hardship is coming to this country and hope to relocate in an area of safety where they can better serve Jehovah. Editor's note. This is what the editor say. We suggest the use of extreme caution. Uh-oh. We suggest the use of extreme caution in dealing with this group. It's in 1974. If you must deal with them at all, the Faithists Journal has received a number of letters of complaint from Faithists who have been frightened, coerced, and worse by the leader of this group. Ooh-wee. The founder has stated before reliable witnesses, I am not a Faithist. That's a problem. These letters are maintained on file at the offices of the journal and may be inspected by any who desire further information. The community of Shalom in Albion, California. Never heard of this one. Living communally in the redwood forest of California. That'll be dope. This group farms organically and tries to perceive Jah in all its creations. They have numerous books and are very studious. They live in dome-like structures and feel that the outside world is rapidly approaching an apocalyptic fall of anarchy, depression, war, and possible planetary upheavals, like the time when Pan was submerged. They feel this will be part of the Creator's cleanup. In preparing the way for his kingdom on earth. I'll hold my reservations for that, for the chat. You dig what I'm talking about? Or what I'm going to say, what I feel about this. I'm not going to say nothing about what they think about what's going on. But I think I want to talk to these dudes. Community of Shalom. I'm going to write these guys. Try to get in touch with anybody. If anybody's still out there in the Redwood Forest, California. And one thing that they doing that I want to learn is they live in dome-like structures. I want to see what they build these out of and how they do it. You know what I mean? Because if we can just build them out of BS and just make them like mounds with windows, well, there goes our heating bill. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to stay the same temperature all year round. It's crazy. So we need to check. We need to check into these. Shout out to the community of Shalom out there in Albion, California. And y'all don't be scared to reach out there and hit these people, man. But remember, Cosmo telling you, be smart. Peep them out. Go look what they talking about. See if they still exist. But I'm going to tell you like dog telling you, man, be careful. You dig what I'm talking about? Everybody ain't for the right thing. You dig what I'm saying? The Cosmon Unity in Walton on the Hill, Walton Manor, North Tadworth, Surrey, England, in the UK, chap. Founded in 1903. This is the oldest active OWASP related group. Them boys been banging since 1903, 120 years. Give it up to them boys over there in the UK. They published the small dark green OWASP. Yeah, shout out to them. As well as the Cosmon Unity magazine for Faithists and various books for Faithists. 4 of them live in the same country manor in a wooded area south of London, and other members of their group live in London or other parts of England. World War II and the bombings scattered their membership across the island, but they have a worship service once a month in their chapel at the above address. There is more to this group that can can be revealed only after a faithist has joined them and lived with them a year. Well, y'all know what that is. If y'all actually read the book, y'all know why they saying that, right? If you want to marry my daughters, show me you real about this Jaja. Show me. Work. You dig what I'm talking about? We'll see it. It'll all play out. You can't even fake that long. They have asked that I keep this added information a secret. Next summer, I will again visit the English group and a group of faithers in Bombay, India. Listen, Jaja not playing. This is not a complete list. This is not a complete list of faithist groups. There are probably many groups that have not made themselves known yet, created gang, like the Colorado and Milwaukee groups that only became apparent to others this year. So some of them was young when he went and visited them. If any groups feel I have not correctly or adequately described them, please correct me, preferably by writing into this publication so that your answer can be known to all. We all want to hear from you, and I am trying to let others know that faithist groups exist. I do not feel that any group is the group, if any group can ever be the group. I think that each group is a piece of the puzzle, a brick of the foundation. By putting the best of each group together, a fuller picture, a more secure part of the foundation is produced. One group knows a lot about farming and building. Another group is good in music. Another has studied healing. Another childcare. Another diet, etc. Perhaps these different groups or parts of these groups will join together on a large parcel of land in an isolated area and start building Jehovah's kingdom on earth as it is described in OWASP, raising orphans and removing themselves completely from the world. Most groups agree that they are preparing toward this end. Perhaps many of these groups will attain that goal. Possibly these groups are just training schools for the real work to come in the future. Whatever the outcome, Jehovah will bring his faith together, will build his kingdom on earth. He right about that. Let me read that again. Let me go and read that again. He said, whatever the outcome, Jehovah will bring his faith together, and he will build his kingdom on earth. Let us concern ourselves with serving him to the best of our ability. If you feel that you could best serve Jehovah by joining one of these groups, then please write them and try to visit with them first. Like I just said, it is a wide, wide world full of possibilities. May Jehovah guide and direct us all that we may be instrumental in the building of his kingdom on earth. Here is the sources. Anybody want to stop that? Get some of these sources. You know what I'm saying? But how you get hit with the Otiwa? You going on a UFO flight? That's what's popping. That's what we doing. You dig what I'm talking about? That's what we doing. That means you just never read the book. It's actually a shame. You dig what I'm talking about? Boy, Cosmonian. I always look, dig this. Now, y'all always know, as we always say, man, we rock with old Waspi and stuff and all that. But man, these pictures, well, I don't agree with them pictures, man. How they saying these people look, but you know, Owaspi does give an interpretation of what they believe in. Mind you, these are not the originals. They were destroyed in the flood in Shalom. So the originals were destroyed, and JBN wrote these purportedly in a dark room with no light. And these is the pictures that came out. But let's just look at some of this stuff real quick. Let me see if I can put a little something behind this real quick. It's the boy that got him big mad. JBN. John Baloo Newborough. Hold on, this is the wrong one, y'all. Oh yeah, gotta bring out this unfolding of the Kabbalah too. Now y'all know we don't rock with these pictures, but just to give you a visual, you know what I mean? I got a different vision in my head when I see a lot of this stuff, but you dig what I'm talking about? Let's just go ahead and see what they got to show us. This is the cycle of Fragapat, Zarathustra. Zarathustra. Lofty beard. Dig what I'm talking about? The Phrygian cap, the Mithraid, what they call Mithraid, huh? They don't even know that's the Phrygian cap. That's from oh man. Anyway, he was thrown in the lion's den. Cap came out. Cap came out. The Phrygian cap. The builder's cap. What is his name? Oh my! And they have a book in the Bible about him too. It's skipping my mind. Hajjah. Pictures of Zoroaster. Not understanding that. Zoroaster, Zarathustra, different type people. But this is how he represented them. But look how he looked, how they represent him. Copper color, large, Persian, and they say he was the size of 3 normal men. So if you say back a couple thousand years ago, roughly 9,000 years ago now, the average man was, let's just say, 5.5 feet tall. Let's say he's just 5 feet tall. That would mean Zarathustra was 15 feet tall, proportionate. Big boy. This is the cycle of Simti Armaj, Po, Abraham, Brahma, and Iwata. Huh? Po. Look at Abram. Huh? They say he was large, copper colored, long black coarse head, fierce to look upon. Yeah, Abram. I got a different picture for Abram. Let me see if I can find what I let me see if I can find my picture for Abram. Give me a second, y'all. I got a ton of. Now, this is my picture. This is how I, in my mind, this is how I see Brahma. In my mind, this is the Sadhu or the Sadi. You see the dreads, you see the Negroido-Shemitic, Persian, Phoenician, Negroido, Harappan, Indus Valley genetic. That's a man, Hashem. That's my view of Brahma. Right? This is their view. This is how they picture him. This is Brahma and Uti. You dig what I'm talking about? They picture him like this. But look how Chocolate D is here. They got him as Brahma. Brahma and Uti. They call her Saraswati. Right? But look how Cosmon got him looking like a real naughty dread man them. True yard man named Bloody Ganja. Straight out of the Hindu Kush. This is some of the real Ari. Where they get Aryan from. People like him look just like this. But at CD stop. Cross over the Hindu Kush mountains and go into northern Iran, Pakistan. You dig what I'm talking about? And later in time go on to produce people like Abram, Moses, Yeshua. Your Israelite stock, like Zion Lex was telling you, is more in this valley. It's actually more Persian, but you could call it in this valley. Than it is African. In its origin. Remember, he was called Abraham because Ham couldn't raise up a prophet. Look, where the prophets at? Prophets is in China, Persia, right? Which is the land between the three lands, between Africa or the Middle East, Northeast Africa, India, which starts in Oas or Susa, ancient Susa, right past the Zagros Mountains, and was the dominant society of Persia. You dig what I'm talking about? In ancient Elamite land. These gave birth to that writing that came on up out of Sumer that they talking about is cuneiform. Well, it is cuneiform, but it's actually Paleo-Persian or Phoenician. Chinese people get a savior. The Persian people get a savior. The Brahmins, right, of lower India or continental India, right, get a savior in Brahma. Two different people. One north, one south. And then we got the American, the Indian, the Aboriginal, Iwata. So remember, ain't nobody here from Ham. Abram was sent to Ham. Abram was sent to Ham to raise up a prophet. It is through that Ahu and Hamitic genetic mixing with the Shemitic people that it's not even till 200 plus years after the time of Abram, which is 3953 BC, carrying them people into Egypt, that we start getting stories of Orishas. Why? Because these people were deified, because now they didn't mixed in with Abram and them. From Abram, a Persian, went to Ham, hence Abram Ham. Right? This is how they picture Brahma. That's how I picture Brahma. Let me see. I know I got them other pictures in here too. Let me just find them real quick, y'all. And I'll show y'all what my mind be seeing when I hear this stuff compared to what they showing. It's actually a good book. The Book of the Giants from Qumran. Get your hands on that. It's actually a good book. Oh, look at it. Now this. I'm tripping. Let's just cut that off. Iwata, right? This is how they picture Iwata. All right? That's how they picture Iwata. This is how I picture Iwata. They think Iwata was the Mongoloidal type. He wasn't. He was Egoquim. He was Algonquin. He was Negroidal. Now, this would more be Hiawatha, because Hiawatha is an Iroquois, a Mongoloidal type. They're the last people to get into the empire or the nation of Egoquim. They were the last 6 tribes. These was the warriors, the Mongoloidal type. The Iroquois Confederacy, the Haudenosaunee, they were the Romans of America. Y'all know how the Romans did when they went? That's where the Iroquois did. And of these people, a half and half mix of the Algonquin and this is called Iroquoian, what this stock is. Iroquoian. Many of your C haplogroups come up out of here too. Out of this stock, a half and half mixed, still Iroquoian because they kept the language, come the Cherokee, come the Tuscarora, half and half, mixed. Now, usually when a half Huron or half Algonquin mixed with an Iroquois, they produce what is called Siouan. The Siouan can have either language, but the mixed blood people. They're the mix between this ancient stock of Iroquois and this ancient stock of Algonquin. Y'all see the difference? Iroquois, Algonquin. We know Iwata was Algonquin. He started Ego Queen. Can't get past him. Can't get past that chocolate color. You dig what I'm talking about? That copper. You can't get past it. All right? It's not them. These my brothers. But it's not you, cuz. You the last guy to get into it. That's why the story, in your story of Hiawatha, they go to the peacemaker. You get it last. Because y'all was kicking ass, and this is why y'all traded on us. Oh, yeah, y'all traded on y'all brothers. This is why y'all enslave us, just like the white people did at the end of the 1800s. You was going for yours. All right, I get it. You know what I mean? But notice the difference. Two different people. Okay. Let me see. Trying to see if I got some more of them pictures. Man, I gotta get into some of this UFO stuff. Do a breakdown on time. Get my brother C-Law up in here. Get Mally up in here. I got Daryl Cosmon coming soon. I also got Susan B. Martinez coming. So it's gonna be fire coming up. You dig what I'm talking about? Y'all stay tuned and stay in touch, man. Sub, like, share, man. Wipe your feet when you come in the crib. Hit that thumbs up for your boy Cosmonian. Let me show this. Now, who y'all think I think that is? Oh, snap. Okay. My bad. Computer slowing up a little bit, y'all. Yeah, man. Computer slowing up a little bit. Let me get up out of here. I think I might got too much stuff open. Close that. Okay. Here we go. My bad. Let's get back to it. Now, this is just my interpretation of what I'm getting from the text. They telling me these people look a certain way. You dig what I'm talking about? Now, this is Pope. This is their envisioning of what they think Poe looked like per the picture. I think the picture bullshit. So, let me go open up another one. Excuse me, y'all. Computer slowing up just a little bit. Yeah. Just slow it up a little bit. Okay. Now, we know what the ancient Ainu, some of the earliest little people that go to Japan and China look like, right? They almost like Negroes. There is Negroes. Ain't no other way to put that. This just got the Asian phenotype. Now, look, this is how they show Poe. But when you get into a Owaspy and you really listen to how they describe him, Poe, I see him more like this. Do y'all even know that that's a Chinese man? That's an Asian. This is the oldest phenotype and oldest people, the Ainu. Fresh off Japan. Who knew that? And guess who he directly kin to? They know their bloods is right there next to each other, just as old. The Jawara of the Adamine Islands. The people that you can't even go over there and see them. They'll kill you, eat you, like they did to do the Christian trying to push Christianity on them. They killed that nigga. They genetically kin. How? Islands far, 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 far away from each other. And we know that the Adam and Islanders been there at least 50 to 70,000 years untouched. So the Ainu. You dig what I'm talking about? By science dates. You dig what I'm talking about? They've been there 50, 70,000 years. Their vision, my vision. Okay. They vision of Abram. I like this middle guy. Abram could have looked like that. He could have. But we see all this nigga hair here. Let me show y'all what I think Abram look like. Hold on. I think. Let's go. Why are we waiting on that to load up? Let's go look at Abram. That's a nice. I like this picture. You dig what I'm talking about? But I think I got a better picture because Owaspy say he was large,
copper colored, fierce to look upon, like a lion. Huh? Like a lion. I thought that was a hint. You know what I mean? When they say fierce to look upon and like a lion. I think that was a key as into what the man looked like. We already know he copper colored. We already know he a big dude. But he fierce to look upon. You know what I mean? Let me find this picture real quick. I got so much shit in here, man. Y'all gotta excuse me. And the computer want to slow up. Let me see if I close some of this stuff. Okay. Here we go. There we go. You know what I mean? Let me see. All right. This is how they see Auburn. All right. This is how I see Auburn. Let's get off into why I say that. All right. All right. Right here. This is the book of Simpty Armage. They talking about the birth of Abram, Poe. You dig what I'm talking about? And they talking about where they from. Now in Japheth, which is China and Russia, I have raised a man named Poe and Ahuin. Ahuins are what? Primarily copper colored and large. Of the iron side of grade 95 in Edabina. Huh? I have raised up one named Abram. Of the Ahuin side, copper colored, large. Of the and Ahuin of the iron side of grade 95. So we know what he looked like. And let me see. Okay. All right. Let's see where Abram was from. This is the first book of God, being contemporaneous with the book of Cynthia Armage, daughter of Jehovah, as the latter book relates to the higher heavens. So the first book of God deals with the lower heavens and with the earth for the same period of time. This book treats fully of the four great persons chosen by God, namely Poe of Japheth, inspired by the god Yima,
Brahma of Vindu, inspired by the god Dev, Abram of Parsia, and afterward of Arabia. Huh? Y'all was saying I thought Arabia was Africa. Yeah, it is. But he from Persia. And afterwards, Abram goes to Arabia or Ham and becomes Abraham because he raises up a prophet like himself in Arabia or Ham. Right? Inspired by the god Vishnu. You ever heard of Vishnu? Well, when they was talking about Abram and Abraham doing anything with his god, it was Vishnu right next to him. Iwata of North Mesopotamia, inspired by the god Ocean. Inspirations were the same period of time. So he was born at the same period of time. This is why many people get them confused when they look up their cosmogony, especially with Abram and Brahma. Okay. Now let's get into Abram. Now, this is what they saying Abram look like. This is what I'm saying Abram look like. Look at it. Fizz. Watch what they say. Out of the host of Persia, who were the people of Shem. So the Persians are Shemitic because ancient Persia is the Indian continent. The Indian continent is Shem. And any of the people on it are Shem. They just the first ones to cross over the mountains, Hindu Kush right there, and go into Persia. What's over the Hindu mountains? Persia. Out of the host of Persia, who were of the people of Shem, who existed since the days of the flood, came Abram, a man chosen by God in the ark of Spita, for the deliverance of the faithless of Arabia. Now look, this is a Persian delivering the faithless of Africa, Arabia, where you get your word Arab from. God said, because they have not raised one up out of the sons of Ham, just so we know that the sons of Shem and the sons of Ham are different people. So just because his name is Abraham, he was only called that because the people of Shem, who helped raise up one out of the sons of Ham, the first one is Abram. So hence Abraham. Right? Because they have not raised up one out of the sons of Ham, your name shall be Abraham, and it shall be testimony in thousands of years of my records in the libraries of heaven. And it came to pass, forgers and deceivers, not having the fear of Jehovah in front of them, falsely gave the interpretation of the meaning of the words Abra and Ham, just like they do in the Bible, not knowing in thousands of years today that in so small a matter he would display the truth and glory of his revealed word. Right? Because it gives a description and the only book I know that actually gives a description of one of the ancient forefathers. We know they niggas. Why ain't God just never say it? We know the Israelites is niggas, but well, then that means the Shemite is just a different type of nigga. Brothers with the Hamitic. Abraham was a pure blood, an Ahuin, copper colored, large, with long, black, coarse, negroidal hair. And the light of Suis, the sixth sense, had been with his forefathers and foremothers since the flood. And if you look back, we got all his generations. We got 77 generations of Abram, where that light came from. Right? Abram was a pure blood, an Ahuin, a nigga, a warrior faithist. And the light of Suis had been with his forefathers and foremothers since the flood, and he was large and red like new copper and had black hair and long beard, fierce to look upon. But his soul was as gentle as a woman's. Now I'm gonna put it. Now they said he had long black hair and with a beard, fierce to look upon. You tell me. Long black hair, fierce to look upon. You tell me who inspiration seemed more right. What it say? He was like new copper and had black hair, long beard, fierce to look upon, but his soul was as gentle as a woman, and he was a Shemitic Negro, pure blood, the last of this stock that is like Abram was, is now only found in America. There are no more niggas. Y'all came here. The sons of Abram, your kin came here and mixed with your brother, the sons of Iwata, the sons of Moses. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, the first book of God. Yep. 24. First book of God, 27 and 42. Right? Let me show you that it's only one nigga in the world. Right? It's only one nigga in the world. The last one, God said, I'm going to purposely save one of the old school type of Ahuins, and he only going to be in North America. Show me a generally large, copper-colored, negroidal with copper hair, black hair, long and coarse, other than the Negro. Show me somebody copper-colored who come from America, saying they from America, with long, black, coarse hair. And since he fears to look upon, they might as well be scared of him too. Who else they scared of? Let me show y'all that y'all the same people. This is why we ain't never tripping. I will bring their kindred faithists. This is a prophecy. It's a prophecy over 6,000 years old. Let me back up a little bit. Okay. Then another evil god, Christ, was called an evil god by the Indians. Shall come. When he shall come, 1492. What he gonna do? To flay, destroy my sons and daughters, to cover all the lands over with pure blood. Killed off a lot of people, huh? Then I will come again and rout the evil god and raise up my sons and daughters full of glory here, right here in America. But let me tie it in for my Israelite brothers. Let me tie it in. It's a prophecy, 6,000 years old, fulfilled in 1949. Do you know niggas found gold first in California? 1948, actually, the beginning of the Cosmos era. But at 49, it got big. This is why they call them the first ones 49ers. That's the sign of an end of a prophecy. The Negro, who is admixed, this is why they keep trying to tell you that we African and Indian, but no, we're Shemitic. The Negro, the Algonquin of America, is just like the Ahuan of old. The Anguigan, the iron-leaning Ahuan. Look, let me show you. Let me show you a prophecy fulfilled. This is revelation. This is not prophecy. This is given then, but it's already done. Today, I will bring their kindred, the kindred faithists, from across the water. What do you call a faithist in Africa? What do you call a faithist in America? What do you call a faithist in India? What do you call a faithist in China? In India, they are the Vrishvedi, where you get your Vedas from. In China, they are the Tien, the Ho Tien. In America, they are called Egoquim or Algonquin. And in Africa, they are called Israel or Israel. So let's not get fooled about who coming over from the water. This is your Deuteronomy 28, Owaspy Decode Bible. Don't try to bash it. I will bring their kindred faithists from far across the water, a wise speaking people who worship none born of woman, a people who do not war, who do not kill off weaker nations. I will come in the Tonachi and in the Hochicas, in the Mohican, and in the Iroquois and confederacies. See, this is when you get the last of them. All these are Algonquin. The Iroquois Confederacy is the last, but they are brothers. Much of the information being held, especially about Iwata, is held through the Iroquois Confederacy, man. The Haudenosaunee, shout out to them brothers, man. Can't hate. They got it. They mixed in just like everybody else. They did something else later, but it is what it is. Right? Who do not kill off weaker nations. Right? Remember this 839. I will come in the Tonachi and in the Hochicas, the Mohican, the Mohican, and Iroquois confederacies. My hand shall reach across the earth in that day. What day? Today. It already happened in 1848. I will chase away all the gods and saviors born of woman. We watching religion die right now. and all men shall worship the Great Spirit only. Right? This refers to the early faithless immigrants, aggregate, who especially were descendants of the seeds of Ham. Right? Who generally were faithless in heart, although not necessarily in all aspects. Accordingly, these new arrivals included, but were not limited to, the pilgrims who worship God, but not Christ, Quakers, Masons, Jews, and other of similar nature who were brought to America in the early days, including from Africa, right? We know who this was. We know who these great builders was too. Many of them must have been that. Many of these must have also been this. These are your Moors and your Jews, your Conversos, your Huguenots, your Quakers, straight niggas. And look, when it began about 1450 and lasted to about 1850. There go your 400-year jubilee. This is your season. This is your time. When the four heads of the beast were cast out of heaven. Guess what happened in 1847? The Pope kicked Jesus out of Rome. Placed itself as the vicar of Christ. You dig what I'm talking about? From till then, this time, edited AD 50 or 50 AK, this will be roughly 1998. On earth, the beast struggled on, but without a unified heavenly head, it shall ultimately wither away upon the earth as man grows into his birthright. Right? Now, the union of the Indian state was called as stated, but after it became an anglicized word called Algonquin. That is Egoquim, eventually became Algonquin. Egoquim, which is the Native American, said it to the European ear, sounded like Algonquin, and it was spoken so and written so in the English language. So we know that these people is brothers, the Algonquins, and they gotta look like this. Who look like this in America? You can talk me to death, but we gotta have somebody who look like this in America. Tell me who that is. That's the Chinaman, the who? That's the who Indian. We know who the Native American is for real. This is how they posting. But this the bro. That's Abba. That's real Abba. And the American Indian look like this. 6,000-year-old prophecy proven. We here. It's only two things you've been saying for the last 10 years, black people. That you were Indian and then you somehow Israel. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah. Facts. Even John Newborough was probably shocked when he saw all these copper-colored people drawn in the hospital. He was like, damn. Yeah. Today's Polynesian, no, today's American. We got all that too. But I know what he's saying. The Southeast Asian, Negroid too, the Melanesian, the what do they call the my brothers from India? So-called Dravidian, so-called. You dig what I'm talking about? And Tamils, who come over here and become the Chinos, along with the Southeast Asians, the Melanesians. You dig what I'm talking about? Along with Japanese and Chinese. They was over here deep. America is the land of the Fo or the Fo tribes. And when you mix all these niggas together, you get a nigga. That's it. If you don't see that, go in the house. You dig what I'm talking about? Damn, we've been up here a minute. It's been up. Who up in the house? Who up in the house? Let's get some shout outs. Let's turn up the music. Run the biz. See you up in the house. Get these shout outs, man. We'll get up out of here, man. I'll put the link at the top. I'll drop it one more time. Anybody want to come in real quick, deal with your boy? You dig what I'm talking about? Just, some do's and don'ts, and check yourself, common sense shit about faithism. You know what I mean? That's right, Ray. Breathe in. To the GOAT. Keon Cooper, Dreadful Cosmon. Ray. Elizabeth Weaver. Elijah 7. Netzariyahu. Right? Essene Nazarene. Essene Faithis. Shamisha of Creator. Gang. Kev. Not too long ago had a jury conversation. We did. That's right. Fact. Time for a trip. Bang. She got it. Miles Davis in the house. Peace. Give your thanks, brother. Give your thanks. Yeah, y'all go get that Wing Anderson book, man. We got another one too. I got it over here. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, no. This is a different one. My bad. I ain't got that one. But this is a good book. Hold on. Y'all need to get this one. Hold on. The Secret Science Behind Miracles. The Secret Science Behind Miracles by Max Freedom Long. The Secret Science Behind Miracles by Max Freedom Long. Always blowing on the strip of ting. You know what I'm talking about when I get to chopping it with the family. It's like a good spades hand or something, you know what I mean? We just get to chopping it up and building. Shamisha asks, so are we not in the Cosmon era anymore? Yes, sister. We are in the Cosmon era. That is the 25th arc cycle. Let me see. My sister real quick. Let me show you where we at, baby. While we waiting on this to pull up. Sister Tikva in the house. Let me see. Now, let me go up here real quick for you, real quick. Show the sis real quick. Dig. Okay. This is where man was created. And when we're talking about man, right? We're talking about the very first men with spiritual ability, right? We got 6,000 years ahead of here where beast man, or what we would call Asu or Adam, was created. Adam and Eve, so the Asu or Adam mixed with the angelic host create the first man who can really, really think. Able. He has ability, hence able, right? So this would be the point in time where real man who could think was created. That is circa 71,523 years ago, or 73,370 years ago, or 71,523 BC. That's the first arc cycle, 3,000 years. So we drop down to the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way down right here till we cross this line in 1848. We go into the 25th. Well, let me move that up a little bit. We go into the 25th arc cycle, right? A 3,000 year period, which started when? In 1848 AD. So for 3,000 years, the Cosmine era, we're going to be in the Cosmine era for 3,000 years till 48. It started 1848. It's going to stop 48. So are we in the Cosmine era still? Yes. What year are we in the Cosmine era? Cosmine. We are in year 174. It's going to be 173 in March. 75 in March. Right? At the beginning of the new lunar cycle or spring. You dig what I'm talking about? So we are 11 months and some days. 174 years in 11 months into here. So basically 175 leads you to 2023. We in year 175 from this day. You add 175 to this, you get 2023. That is who? The Cosmine era right here. 3,000 years long. We have a goddess, not a god, ruling over us. People saying, what is you talking about, Cosmine? Every ruler of every Etherian, every arc has an Etherian to rule over. Her rank is goddess, right? Her arc is Cosmine, the 25th. She is Shea Sivi Antithotis, goddess of the 7th era, the present time. Now, we got it for another whole 8,000. 8 arc cycles. Damn. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 24,000 years. Right. And then after this 24,000 go, right? After this 24,000 go, because we only halfway. We just passed. We 175 years past halfway. Right? That's how you could look at it. 24,000 years later, we're gonna have to do that almost another 3 times before man go extinct. 24,000 plus 24,000 is 48,000 plus another 24,000 is 72,000. Ain't no end time. We gonna be so gone. We gonna be God right here. 48. Just prepare to be God. You dig what I'm talking about? We gonna be God by that time. It's over with. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna be tripping. Look, I'm gonna bring the faith at Kendrick. Now, remember how you know Cosmon, this was that long ago, because he's talking to Iwata. Iwata 3953 BC at the start of Arcaspita, right? In America. In the Arcaban, you dig what I'm talking about? 2,400 years later, the people started coming. Already mixed up in the Huchicas, the Tonach, the Mohican. You got this blood? You need to look at your how you praise, what you call it, what you was doing, and then go look at so-called Hebraic or Israelitish customs and ceremonies and rites. See if there's a correlation, right? We not, just you make up your own mind. I'm just showing you the correlation is there, and we see it in the people. We see it in the people. Anybody want to come on? Anybody want to come on? Everybody say they good. Everybody say they good. Super 7. Yeah. I think it's time for some 7. Well, as always, man, I hope y'all got something up out of this, man. It's your homeboy Cosmoni. I'm about to throw my moon boots back on, throw my space goggles, jump up in the Ariata, put on my streamers. I'm about to throw out flowers to the angels. You dig what I'm talking about? About to whip me up a crown out of etheric light. You dig what I'm talking about? It's the God, your boy. And as always, man, y'all take it easy out there. There's Cosmoni. Breathe in. Let the light in. Because I'm Cosmon. Wow.
And oh yeah, put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feel it when you feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you breathing rarefied air, oh,
it's that Japheth, that Chow Mein, that Papa Bull, that Tao Mein, since sunset in the arc of Wayne. My brain moving like Tao Sang, so as above, it's so below. That up and that down thing, this flow is atmospheric. I call that a ground game. See, water is knowledge, so if I'm teaching, you're learning. So how your God make a sun without vortexing current? See the pattern is panic, I'm reaching out for my people. Oh, watch me flow through your speakers, you feel the force of the ether. And when the force gets the equal, I'm taking off like an eagle. Police pop the pastor, yeah, yesterday for pushing putty. Go, my DNA is Moshe. Mix that thing with higher water. My spirit rate is OTN, it's just a higher order. Got more light than Kavita. Rap a lot just like Tila. Went from sinner to saint. Shout out my big homie Sealer. Got more torque than a sports car. Got more work than a door star. And the 4 million I make, I'm giving the Dr. Umar, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Super 7 in my rites and ceremonies. I'm married to Jehovah, holy matrimony. Confucius say, in the words of Caillou, before you hit the tomb, be a bridegroom. Only got one question for Miss Susan B. On how to last Ahuin is now a Angui. Blame my inspiration, I'm just thinking thoughts. But in the way of God's, we gon' keep it short. Why Jesus wanna kill me, Matthew 10:34. Just a couple questions that I'm needing to know. Oh, I speak flow, it's so potent. Set the vortex in motion. Super 7, I'm floating across the Aegean Ocean. Oh, you a Muslim now, so I guess you make it Salah. Well, I'm an Israelite, I'ma make him at the Shabbat. Got Moses on the bumper, super slap off in my spaceship photosphere. So I stay lit, peace and light to the faith is so yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied